Hey, before we get into this video, I would really appreciate it if you all could go down and hit the subscribe button. I'm trying to make it to 100 subs by the end of the year. End of the year. I'm bad. And hitting the subscribe button could help out. I'm going to do a big special once we get there. And hey, if you enjoy this type of content, this will always show up in your sub feed. So thank you, but now let's get right back into the video that you clicked on, which was my initial thoughts on, well, Rocket League Season 4. Okay, so let's start out as, if you're not familiar, maybe you're kind of new to Rocket League and stuff like that. That's understandable. I get that. And maybe you don't know that the update actually happens I'd say about a little over 12 hours before the actual update comes out for the new season. The new season comes out at 11 a.m. EST. So first I'm just going to talk about the updates and the fixes and the changes that they made on the update that came out around 7 or 8 p.m. The day before. So we're going to start with, I think, the big one. We had streamer safe music, which is nice. That was already a feature in Fortnite. And, sure. That's good. It's a decent, good change. But, it's good. It's a good change, right? But it's not like it's not like a big change. It's good. It puts less stress on streamers, makes them have less work. That's good overall. But one of the big things that happened here was matchmaking penalties in casual playlists. This was a big one. This was a monumental update, as if you didn't know, in ranked games, you can offer to forfeit once. And all 3 team members or 2 team members would have to agree with you to quit. And if that didn't work, you had the option to leave the match. And, if you did it sparingly, you wouldn't really get banned, but if you did it consistently, you would start getting banned. So they decided to bring it over to casual playlists, which was really weird. A lot of people thought this was kind of weird. Why would you do this? Why? It's casual playlist is kind of just meant to, be a nice, kind of casual thing. You're just kind of casually playing the game. You don't want to be competitive, so, if you're down 4-0, you just kind of want to leave and get into another match. It's not really, I don't think my point that I'm making is that I don't think a lot of people were clamoring, guys, I hate when my teammates leave me in a 4-0 game. We're down 0-4. I hate it. I think we can come back. And I don't think this was a huge complaint. But they made the change. Now, admittedly, it's not quite as bad as competitive is, where you can get banned for forever from comp. It's not as bad as that, but the way it goes is basically you can leave for some reason. Again, this is super weird. You can leave 1 casual match a day. So, if you're down 5-0 and you want to leave and your teammates don't want to leave, you can leave 1 match with no penalty. And then after that, it goes into, a thing. So the first time you leave, you get 0 minutes. The second time, you get a 5-minute ban. Third, 10. Fourth, 20. Fifth, 40 minutes. Sixth, 1 hour. And 7 or more, 2 hours. So if you leave, let's say you leave a game somehow in, 7 times or more within a time span, you're going to be banned from casual for 2 hours, which is quite the hefty ban. Like, that is insane. Like, that's a pretty hefty ban for, like, from casual. Again, it's just super weird. I don't think I'm necessarily against it. It's just really weird, and it's not really a problem that pertains to me. Because, I usually stay in games where it's like I'm down 0-5 anyway, but it's just really weird, right? And obviously, but the good thing is that these bans can go down. So let's say you get to the fourth one in the 20-minute ban. If you wait, I think 48 hours, you'll go back to where you can leave a game once and not get banned for it. So, that it's just a weird system. I don't know if they're gonna rectify it at some point. I don't know what they're gonna do with it. But yeah, now you can just vote to concede. It's like the competitive. And another thing that they did, which was a good change, was that if a player leaves a casual match, they will not be backfilled into the same match, which rarely happened, but sometimes it happened. And then the casual matches with a score difference of 3 goals or more will not be backfilled. Boss will replace any players who leave the match. So, let's say you're queuing up for casual, and, you get put into a game. It's happened to all of us, where, like, you get put into a game where you're down 5-0. You don't want to play that. So, I think that's a good change, where they don't backfill those games. So, another thing that they did was try to help was to try to limit the amount of smurfing, as a lot of people, including Sunless Khan, famously on Twitter, were complaining that there were a lot of smurfs in Grand Champ. And basically, if you don't know what smurfing is basically when you get somebody else, or you get somebody else to play, someone else to log onto your account and play on that account, who is way better than you, or you play with somebody who is way better than you, and then since they're higher ranked than you, they're going to smurf you all the way up to whatever rank you want. This usually costs money, but sometimes friends just do it. But what they did was they made a change. Now, if you play in 3v3 standard in competitive or 3v3 tournaments, you have to be within 3 ranks of each other. So the examples they gave was a gold 3 plus a platinum 3 would be 3 ranks apart, so that's good. And a diamond 2 plus a champ 1 would be 2 ranks apart, so that's good. However, they would disallow stuff like gold 3 plus diamond 1 or silver 2 plus grand champ. However, this change does not apply to extra mode, playlists, and casual, but that doesn't really matter. This is a good change, but dang, this is going to ruin some people. I think this is a good change, but it's not really going to stop the Smurfs. It literally, if it's like a profitable market, what they're going to do is they're just going to create a new account. They're going to, try to get to the rank that they desire. Like let's say they help silvers. So they just, get onto the account and try to win / lose a couple, the right amount of games to get to, say, silver 3. So then what they would do is they, let's say someone in silver wants to be, helped up to, platinum. What they would do is they just get on their silver account and then just rank them up to plat. And then never use that account again. It makes it harder for Smurfs, but it's not going to stop Smurfing. There's going to be less Smurfs because some people are just going to be like, I don't want to do this. This sucks. But for people who really do Smurf a lot, it's not going to, help that problem. They're just going to find the workaround, which I just mentioned, or another workaround. But the player-to-player training updates was really good. This was a great change. So, used to, what would happen is that 2 players when they traded, you would only see 2 trade windows, and you would have to click the left stick in if you're on console. I think there's a button on PC where you can like view details. What would happen is that some people, especially newer traders, would get, sharked or scammed because, let's say they were trading 10,000 credits for a titanium white octane, but the other person would change the color to something, say, more like gray. That's not worth 10,000 credits, and they would get scammed. This was a problem. It wasn't the biggest problem. I think it was the most common form of scamming because I've seen a lot of them. But it was finally fixed in this update where now automatically, they didn't mention this in the patch notes, but what happened was now, I haven't checked PC yet, but I'm pretty sure they probably made the same change on PC. You don't have to click the left stick in anymore to be able to view item details. Like, what cert it is, what, color it is. You don't have to do that anymore. So that's a good change. And then what they also did was they added a new screen. But what happened is that there would be the, I don't remember if there's the countdown anymore. I think the countdown is still there. I don't remember. But what happens, I think the countdown's still there. I could be wrong though. I haven't traded much. But, what it does is now it sends you to a new screen where it shows you all the details of each person's side. So, like, let's say someone is trying to, scam you with a gray octane when you thought you were buying a titanium white octane. Well, now you can hover over it on that screen, and boom, they get found out. And you have to click accept after. I'm pretty sure there isn't the countdown now because the accept button can't be hit on the second screen until after 5 seconds. So, that will stop a lot of scams. It'll still happen, unfortunately, most likely. But it will stop probably about 90% of those. The only people I can really see being scammed by that is someone who's just not paying attention at all, or a super new trader. I cannot see, a lot of people being scammed via this method. So it's very, very calm. I like this change. This is a really good change. And they did mention it. All item details are visible at all times on this screen. Now on this screen. You can add no new items, so the trade's pretty much locked in once you get to that screen. But they, if you forgot something or they forgot something, they can back out and add or remove something. Game ban messaging, it's just more clear now. Another one that was a change was the player count display. The player count display is now, instead of showing the actual number of people, is now just amazing, great, or good. This is an attempt to hide the slowly dying fan base, unfortunately. But it's whatever. It's not really a big change. It's just kind of funny. I think Epic Games and Psyonix are trying to hide their slowly, declining player base, which is kind of funny. I logged on today, and all the playlists are great. So, whatever. We don't know what the exact numbers are for each one, but surely someone will have an estimate at some point. So, yeah, that's really all they added in that update. They changed the name of the gold explosion in a Morita to Carbonator for some reason. I don't know why. And then just fixed some issues, some bugs. I don't really. You don't really care about that. It wasn't anything game breaking, so whatever. For the season itself, the Rocket Pass is really good. This one is a good Rocket Pass. I like the items that are in it. I think the Rocket Passes are always decently solid, and you get your credits back, and you get drops. It's always a good deal. I think the Rocket Pass definitely is always a good deal. So it's really good. The new map, haven't played on it, but it looks really good. I played for like 30 minutes a little bit earlier. Rocket League, haven't played too much yet. But yeah, that's gonna really wrap it up for this one. This one was mostly just going in with the patch notes before, because in all reality, what they do is they just add a new map and they add a new car and Rocket Pass. There's not much to talk about with that until like later in the season. So, but yeah, the new RLCS season is coming out soon, and I'm probably gonna be talking about that when that comes out, like the rewards and all that greatness. So that's it. Thank you all so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And if you haven't subscribed yet and you enjoyed this video, hey, subscribing would really help the channel out. And I would really appreciate it. But liking, commenting, all of that greatness, you know how it is, all the shilling. But that's it for this one. Thank you all for watching. The camera is off, and goodbye.